Backrooms Creepypasta. It was approximately 12:15 when I entered the Johnson County Community Health Clinic. I was there for an appointment I had set up weeks ago, just a routine checkup. It wasn't a new place for me. I had been there a couple of times before. However, the place had an odd, nostalgic feel to it, as if it were a location from my childhood or something. And I could never pinpoint exactly what this feeling was, or where it came from. As I walked in, an overwhelming feeling of déjà vu swept over me. The hum of the flickering fluorescent lights, the white tile flooring, the muted beige paint that colored the walls. I noticed that there was a TV mounted in the corner, a smaller flat screen, that was playing a short PowerPoint slideshow on a loop of ads and events that were being held by the clinic. I passed the empty waiting area, a small area of the main room with magazines, children's playthings, and blue cushioned chairs, and approached the woman at the front desk. She was sitting in her bluish-gray office chair, looking at a spreadsheet on the same Windows XP desktop they'd had since 2008. There was a sign-in sheet on the counter in front of me. "I have an appointment with Dr. Peebens," I asked. "What time?" 12:30, I replied. She began typing something into her keyboard. Yes," she responded. "Gary Johnston?" "Yes, I'll tell the doctor. Please fill this out." She handed me a clipboard, which held a simple fill-out form. I walked back to the waiting area, took a seat, and began to fill out the form. I was about halfway done with filling in my information when I slumped back in my chair. I hadn't gotten much sleep the night prior, and I was exhausted. As I slumped back, I noticed something very peculiar. My head never hit the wall. In fact, it felt like it went in. I got up, quite frightened, and looked at the wall. Nothing. Not a single hole or dent had been made in the wall by my head. So I reached to touch the wall, and my fingers went through it. I recoiled in shock. What the heck was that? I thought, as I reached to touch the wall again, only to find my fingers clipped through once more. Then, suddenly, I lost my balance, tripped, and fell directly through the wall. I fell face first onto some dirty tan carpeting. Upon getting back up, I realized that I was in a completely different room. Well, not really a room, per se. More so, a set of rooms, all of which connected by openings. The walls were covered in gross, tan-patterned wallpaper. There was also an overwhelming stench of moist carpet. I turned back around and tried to put my hand back through the wall, and it wouldn't go through. "Okay, what the frick?" I muttered. I looked back into the room. There were no windows, no doors, nothing on the walls. Other than that disgusting wallpaper, of course. It was completely empty, aside from a singular plastic blue school chair. At this point, the only thing going through my mind was fear, and the repeating thought of, "I need to leave," on loop in my head. I started running through the rooms, desperately trying to find an exit, but to no avail. There was no exit. Was this my permanent location until I died? No, there had to be a way out. I wasn't just going to be left here, right? Eventually, someone would notice that I was gone, but nobody did. Then, in the distance, I heard footsteps, but not those of a human's. At least, not a normal human. Alongside the footsteps was a gurgling snarl, like that of an angry animal. I began to run. I ran as fast as I could from whatever the hell was approaching me. I didn't want anything to do with it. I ran for what seemed like forever, but I was always back in the same room I started in. At least, It looked like the same room. Not that I could tell them apart. So, I sat down, defeated. A feeling of dread filled my body as I started to cry. I was going to die here. I'm still there. I haven't left. I've accepted my fate. In fact, I can actually hear footsteps. I wonder who that is. How to visit the Backrooms. I know of a reliable, though time-consuming, way to get to the Backrooms. Find a house or apartment with as many rooms as possible. Ideally, at least a dozen. It helps if the entire thing is only one floor, or if at the very least each individual floor has many rooms. Live in the house by yourself for a few weeks without ever leaving. 2 months will give you the best results. Longer than that is probably unhelpful. You'll need to stock up on food. Do not have guests over. Do not leave for any reason. Do not look outside. Use something to block the windows. Do not speak to anyone on the telephone, etc. Keep all doors in your house open at all times, except the ones leading outside, of course. Make an effort to visit every room every day, and if possible, use them all for something. Sleep in the bedroom, make meals in the kitchen, have a designated room to relax in, read in, exercise in, etc. And do all this every day. Live normally to the extent that you can in isolation. At this point, you'll need an appropriate transition room. Choose a room for this purpose according to these rules. 1. The room should have as many doors to other rooms as possible. 2. The room should not have any doors to outside the house. 3. The room cannot be your bedroom, or any room you routinely sleep in, either at night or for naps. 4. The room should have as few pieces of furniture, and especially appliances or electronic devices, as possible. Close every door in your house, ending with the doors of your transition room. Do not leave this room from now on. Bring as little food as possible, preferably none. But some water is advisable, so that your thirst instinct does not drive you too quickly out of the room. If you must bring food that you have not routinely eaten while living in the house, like small snack items you have saved for this exclusive purpose, which you can carry on your person. Sleep on the floor when you are tired. As mentioned before, you must not use a bedroom, and if there's any furniture that would provide more comfortable sleep, ignore it. Keep the lights on at all times, even when asleep. If you have no dreams, or alternatively, only very simple dreams where people appear but not locations, this is a strong sign that the process is working. If you did bring food or water, pay very close mind to how much is left. If in the morning you find that an empty water bottle has refilled, or that a snack you ate the previous day has come back, you must not eat or drink the new food or water. You might want to label any supplies you bring with you. Label your water bottles 1, 2, and 3. If you drink all of bottle 1 and it has water in it the next morning, do not drink the water in bottle 1. The water in the other bottles is safe. After about a week, when you awaken one morning, every door of your room will be open, but your house will not be beyond them. Instead, you'll be in the Backrooms. If 10 days or so pass and you have not transitioned to the Backrooms, you can leave or keep trying. If you choose to leave through a random door and then promptly leave your house through the front door. Walk around, smile, and warmly greet the first person you encounter. Everything should be reset, and you can simply return to your regular life. Subsequent efforts to intentionally enter the backrooms may be more difficult should you attempt them, but unintentional circumstances that lead you there might be more likely. If you choose instead to keep trying rather than leave, know that you are subject to more danger should you continue, and you are likely to find yourself in a situation which this guide has no advice for. But if you are determined to continue, there are some things you can try. Knock on one of the doors leading out of your transition room. Knock briskly with medium volume. If you hear nothing in response, try one more time after a brief pause. If you hear anything resembling a voice answering the door, or a sound like the shuffling of feet, as if to suggest someone coming to answer the door, do not knock again. Do not close your eyes, and do not turn away. Stare directly and intently at the door, as if you honestly expect it to open. It will not open, and all noise from the other side will subside shortly. After this, do not knock on any door again. Note that once you've done this, it is foolish to attempt to leave. After another night or two, you will hopefully wake up transitioned to the backrooms. If not, you're in uncharted territory, and there's no advice I can give other than to wish you luck. From those instructions, I think I would have definitely entered the backrooms when I was in lockdown. Let me know if you liked the backroom stories. Please like and subscribe for more amazing horror stories.